Okay, welcome to week number 7. I'm so glad that we are here. And as you can see in week number 7, what we have this week is the if you're having to do assignment 7A and 7B, the two Peregrine modules. Let's talk about those very quickly if we can. With reference to assignment 7A, if you're required to do this one, this is really looking at the strategy that surrounds the global economic marketplace that we're in, why we study the global strategy, why is it important to us as business people, what is the strategy, what is globalization, and how that global strategy and globalization are at a crossroads of how businesses got to respond today. And looking at also managing the global competitive dynamics, strategy is action, industry, resource or institution-based considerations is some of the things that you're going to be tested on, as well as counterattack and cyber attacks, local firms versus multinational enterprises will be a topic you will discuss in this particular module as well. And certainly looking at multinational strategies and structures, a comprehensive model of multinational strategy, structure, and learning. Why is it important from a worldwide learning, innovation, and knowledge management perspective that businesses are out and about trying to scan the global environment so that they can retain as well as recruit the best talent, human talent possible, including looking at maybe the next big major market swing and being prepared to do that as an organization. So that's some of the things you'll be looking at, along with why is it important and why do you enter into foreign markets, where to enter, when to enter, and how to enter, acquiring diversification, product diversification, geographic diversification, acquisitions, restructuring is also part of this particular topic that you'll be studying on the foundation of global business, global dimensions of business. And also, if you're required to take the foundation of business integration and strategic management for this particular module, it looks like some of those activities that you're going to be discussing in this particular model is going to be dealing with the strategy concepts. What is strategy? What's the purpose of mission, vision, and objectives? Understanding the business's core competencies and how they can use that to their strategic advantage. Looking at the strategic management process, orders, 5 forces in those generic strategies, situational analysis using the SWOT analysis. What are some of the growth strategies? Looking at it from a leadership perspective, strategic leadership, the leadership skills needed in today's global environment, certainly the leadership challenge and the skills that's going to be necessary, and certainly along with that will be the change process and how leaders play an important role in that. Certainly part of this thing of business integration and strategic management is also looking at defining customers, how do we go about market segmentation, targeting, and positioning, how do we maintain customer focus and loyalty, looking at service quality, because today we truly are in a service-driven environment, and the quality components. And when you think about value creation and value added to customers, what are some of the elements associated with that? And anytime you're dealing with strategic management, certainly performance management is one of those. What is it? What are some of the practical tools for performance management, the knowledge management system, and looking at a balanced scorecard, strategic maps, activity-based costing, supply chain management is part of those activities, and along with continuous improvement. What is quality and continuous improvement? Using Six Sigma, Lean, Poka-Yoke, after action reviews, how do you go about solving problems and that methodology that you would use. In the PDCA model will be some of the topics you'll touch on, as well as Michael Porter's value chain integration, ERP and business integration, And integrated business planning will be some of the topics that you'll be touching on in these two modules. The last module everyone will be required to take will be the outbound exam. That's very similar to the inbound exam that you took at the beginning of the program. Very similar type questions, just a different set of questions, but the concepts as well as the topical areas that you saw in that first exam will be repeated here, just different questions. And please bear in mind that if you purchase directly from Paragon, the password for this outbound exam will be a little bit different. But if you purchase it from the bookstore, that password should remain whatever they gave you embedded into that email. And then you have 3 supplemental assignments this week as well that everyone will have to do. So that kind of gives you a snapshot of what you have before you in week 7, which is our final week of graded activities. We'll be using week 8. Again, nothing here that's going to be a required assignment, but it is a week that we'll use for reflection to kind of unwind a little bit and start preparing for your next 8 weeks. And if you have anything that is dragging that you and I have already discussed, by the end of week 7, you should have all those activities in. And then if we need a little bit of carryover in week 8, reach out to me and let's have that discussion so we can get everything closed up and get you a grade submittal. And the last thing for this week, also don't forget to take the end of course survey. I believe you're going to find it up in here, and here it is here. Please take that. That's an anonymous survey that give us your candid feedback, good, bad, or indifferent, because we use that feedback in order to make process improvements in the delivery of our content. Again, here we are at the last week, week 7. And always, if you have a question or if you need assistance or something is unclear, please reach out unless you and I have a discussion. Thank you so much for watching this video this week.